Every day, a standard suburban rooftop is hit by thousands of watts of raw solar energy, enough to power the entire home several times over. But that energy is unusable in its raw state. The microchips in your television and the compressor in your refrigerator require a highly structured, precise electrical current to function. You cannot simply plug a TV cord into a sunbeam. Sunlight is inherently chaotic, scattering kinetic energy in every direction, making it incompatible with the rigid requirements of human technology. A solar panel functions as a multi-stage translation device, executing a specific sequence of physics at the atomic level. Mastering solar power depends on this transition, taking cosmic chaos and forcing it into a usable, physical order. When we look closely at that incoming energy, we find that sunlight is actually a bundled spectrum of different wave types traveling together. This chart breaks down that solar spectrum into its specific components: visible light, ultraviolet radiation, and high-energy gamma rays. Despite its high energy, gamma radiation is useless to a standard solar panel. The panel's protective glass and silicon cell are engineered to act as a filter, allowing only the compatible ultraviolet and visible light photons to pass through to the reactive layers. The first step of this translation is subtraction, discarding the incompatible radiation to isolate the specific photons we can actually use. Let's look deep inside the dark, dense, geometric atomic structure of the silicon cell itself to see what happens. Here, those filtered photons make physical contact, striking the silicon atoms directly. This impact transfers the photon's kinetic energy to the atom's electrons, kicking them into an agitated, excited state. But excited electrons bouncing around chaotically still do not create usable power. They require unified direction. The panel's internal architecture uses the p-n junction, two layers with a strict boundary. This acts as a one-way valve, forcing excited electrons to cross in a single direction. Flowing in a unified stream, they form direct current, or DC electricity. The chaotic kinetic energy of a sunbeam has now been translated into a structured physical flow of electricity. This DC electricity flows out of the panel and through the copper wiring toward the house. However, a final incompatibility remains. Household appliances do not use the flat, unidirectional flow of DC electricity. To bridge this gap, the power enters the solar inverter for the final stage of translation. As shown here, the inverter takes that flat DC flow and reshapes it into the smooth, undulating sine wave of alternating current, or AC. This oscillating AC wave is the standard electrical language required by the home grid and everyday appliances. The transformation from wild cosmic energy to household utility is complete. The AC power leads the inverter and integrates into the home's main electrical panel. From there, it branches through the walls to power the refrigerator, spin the ceiling fans, and illuminate your screens. Looking back at the roof, the panels appear completely static, resting quietly in the sun. Beyond the glass surface, the panel operates as a silent, motionless atomic engine, directing electrons without a single moving part. We have found a way to take the raw nuclear fusion of a star millions of miles away and translate it into the exact frequency we need to live our modern lives.